Okay, the day is finally here and I am super excited. Today we're going to take a look at the Coalax camera bag. Okay, so this is an innovative camera bag that I ordered or backed on Kickstarter quite some time ago. It's been a long time in the making, which is perfectly fine. That's the purpose of those Kickstarters. If you're not familiar with Kickstarters or things of those sorts, basically think of if you came up with an idea of a product that you wanted to make, but you didn't necessarily have the money to make it. You would post something like that on Kickstarter. People would pledge their support to your project, and then if they meet that goal that they need to make in order to produce the equipment, then there they go, they got the money and they can produce the equipment. So that's how this one came about. That project is fully funded and rolled out. They're currently selling it straight on their website now. So the thing is that when you back somebody on Kickstarter or something like that, you usually get a super low price compared to what it's going to be when it's being produced for the general public. So the thing is that it does come at a cost, and that cost being time. So I can't even remember when I backed this project. It's been a long time coming. They ran into some issues during product development and then some issues with shipping. And I mean, it is what it is. It's a small team of individuals usually with these, maybe a couple people. It's not like a big mass production factory at this point in time, so it takes time. So I will tell you, Kickstarter is a great thing. You can get innovative things relatively cheap. However, you are going to wait for them. Could be a year before you actually get the product in your hands. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and move on. I ordered the black backpack with a power bank, and we'll show you all that. And also a solar panel for recharging that battery pack, and an additional arm, and all of this will make sense shortly. But let's start with the bag itself. So let's get this bad boy open. Okay, so inside the box we have another magic arm. Again, all that will make sense here shortly. We have the bag itself. Just this here. And this here is the power pack. Okay, so one of the things that they ran into an issue when they were developing it was issues with the battery pack during the testing. So that delayed things a little bit. And there's also a smaller size battery pack, which I purchased because that battery pack is airworthy. So if you were going to use this camera bag, let's put that up there. If you were going to use this camera bag as a carry-on, you would not be able to use that battery pack. You don't have to get a battery pack version. They sell a pouch that goes on the front here, so that way you could carry that and have additional storage. So let's start by looking at the bag itself. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start at the top here. Got some weather sealed zippers along the side here. And this is a little pouch up top. A lot of people turn to call this kind of the drone bag. We got some straps here. And I'm assuming this is probably going to be something that you drop on the floor. Or also a rain cover. Okay, then we have this empty space here. This is where the battery pack would go, or if you choose to have the additional storage bag. And down here at the bottom, we've got some more stuff. Okay, that looks like a kidney pad and a little pocket there. Let's see, what's the depth on that? On this front pocket is about 3.5 inches deep. So down on this bottom part, you have another little storage. All that is felt lining to avoid scratching any of your stuff up. If we go to the side, this whole thing here is a plastic exoskeleton. So it stays rigid. I know a lot of my camera bags, if it's sitting up, you take something out of the bottom, it starts folding over on itself. You're not going to run into that with this. All right, moving around to the back, we've got your main compartment here. So plenty of options to change out that loadout. You've got 2 more zipper pouches here and a small laptop sleeve. You're not going to get a big laptop in there, probably a large iPad or a small laptop. And the depth on the back side is, you get about 4 inches on the back side. So because of the fact that it is modular with an a hard shell, I don't know why I can't say that word today, you don't have any expansion capabilities here. Looks like these, so your straps will come undone from the top, but not the bottoms. The bottoms are stitched in, and I don't see a way to kind of tuck those bottom straps in, so not quite sure why you can separate the top but not the bottom. Okay, so this is your kidney pad. On the kidney pad, it has a fairly decent size pocket there. Okay, so if we go on the side of the the hard case, we can flip these 2 little tabs up here, and then that little drone bag, or whatever you want to use it for, can pop right out. Then it has 2 little lanyards here. You can strap some of those straps that it came with and kind of turn it into a sling bag. So, and I'll just show you, it's got kind of some channels there at the top, and then your bag has these little bits here, so those will just slide in, and we'll lock those tabs back down, and then they're good to go. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the power station. But first, let's take a check here, just because there has been some people talking about the weight. And to me, it seems like all the weight is in that battery. But let's check just this by itself. So the camera bag by itself is about 6 pounds and 2 ounces. But let's take a look at this power station here. Also, net weight is 6.6 pounds. Boy, it feels heavier than that. I must be being weak today. So it's 7 pounds. Still feels like it's heavier than that. Okay, but let's take a peek at here. Okay, so this is a, let's read the specifications on this battery here. Battery type is a premium lithium ion battery. Battery capacity is 3.7 volts or 80,000 milliamp hours. Rated power is 300 watts. Peak power is 500 watts. Charge input is a 19 volt 3A. AC output is 110. USB output is 5 volts. QC 3.0, so there's a 3.0 jack. That's also 5 volts. Well, 5, 9, 12, 15, and 20 volts. LED flashlight is 5 watts. Solar charge input 13 volts. Output waveform. Yeah, I'm sure you don't care about all that. All right, so as you see, let's take this little sticker off here. We have a digital display letting you know how much juice you got left in there in that battery. Then you've got 2 regular wall style plugs, an on and off AC DC, your input. You have 2 USB-Cs, 2 USB-As, and then 12 volt to 10A. On the side we've got a flashlight. Whew, pretty bright. Looks like there's only one level there. Okay, so let's see how this bad boy pops on here. And then we'll line up the grooves on the track here as such. And then it locks into place. And there you are. So yeah, we're already at about 13 pounds here. I don't think this little kitchen scale will go up that. Yeah, it won't go up that high, but should be about 13 pounds with no gear in it. Definitely not going to be like a long haul bag. I probably wouldn't take it hiking, but then again, I probably wouldn't bring all this stuff if I was hiking. But camping or someplace where I don't have to do a lot of walking, but still have the ability to charge things, that would be huge. Let's see what else we get in that box. So this is just our charging cable for the battery pack itself. Okay, and I don't know if you can make it out, but we do have two little lights saying that we're charging, and it's telling me that I'm currently pulling 5 watts, and I should have around 33 hours of battery life left on here. So that's cool that it gives you that constant countdown. All right, and then there's a little handle there, and you can slide that out and use that power brick wherever you wanted to. So even not using it on the bag, if you just wanted to take it with you if you're going camping or something and have another way to power your stuff, there you go. Okay, so now we'll talk about the Magic's arms. So the two things that intrigued me about this bag, number one was the fact that it had that battery pack on there, and number two was these little Magic arms. So I do shoot with a 360 camera, and when shooting with 360 camera, as you guys have seen in previous videos, there's a lot of places that you cannot fly a drone, and that's what I use the 360 camera for. I'll put it on a selfie stick and just kind of hold it as if it's following me, or hold it in front, or whatever the case may be. So that way I can get those shots that kind of look like a drone's following me. Now I will say, even though, saying that the bag's already heavy, these are plastic, so not sure how well those will hold up, but I'm sure we'll find out. So it comes with one of these Magic arms. I ordered a second one, so there's one on each side, so that I could put a light on one side and 360 camera on the other. This is the way that it goes together. So it comes in 2 pieces here. We'll slide that in the top, cinch that down. There's 2 notches here on this base plate. There's also 2 notches on the skeleton here. So we will just line those up. And when we line those up, there's 4 screw holes. And it does come with a little T-handle here that is the size of those screws. Okay, and now we have that mounted on the side. So we can turn this, lock it into place, or we can unlock it, and then it will move forward or back in steps. So I do like that versus it just flipping over on you. So that way, you can adjust it, and if you forget to lock it back in place, it won't necessarily flop all over the place. All right, let's go ahead and get the other side installed. Okay, so we've got both the arms installed. So like I said, now I can wear my bag. Well, while we have it on, we can talk here. We've got a little pouch here, and same on the other side, and that looks like about it. Okay, so now with these arms, I can extend them up and put a 360 camera on there, and angle it however I'd like to angle it. And get those POV shots as I'm walking, and have that 360 and still have both my hands. So so I can, walk around with that 360 camera on, but still have hands available to take pictures, or, scratch my nether regions or anything like that, which obviously normally I'm carrying that selfie stick, and it's got at least at a minimum one of my hands occupied at all times. This way it does not. Okay, so let's see. That selfie stick expands to roughly about 55 inches. So let's say I'm trying to do a shoot on location or something, and I need some additional light. I could put this, or my speed light up there, and have a light. So I can just set my camera bag down, grab my camera, whether it's using a speed light or anything else, and stick that on one of those arms and have an off-camera flash or off-camera light if I needed it. Last but not least, we have the solar recharge panel. So inside that, we've got a few little bungee cords here. What's it? 4 bungee cords and 4 D-rings. We also have a cable, and then we have the solar panel itself. So solar panel unfolds. You would clip this to your bag like so. We would take our cord that they provided. As this is in the sun, strapped over the bag, it can charge our battery pack. So just extends the amount of time that you can be off-grid or on location and continue to have some juice. Yeah, so if I put the bungees through these straps here, the D-ring there, now as I'm walking, I can have that solar panel catching some solar and juice us up on the go. Okay, so that's the unboxing and kind of talking about putting it together. Let's go ahead and stick some gear in there. Okay, so I've got everything loaded into my bag the way that I would want it. So I'll just kind of go through what I do have in here. So I'll start at the top pouch. So keeping consistent with what the name of it is, I have my DJI Mini and my controller. So I did test putting my Mavic 3 in there, which is a much larger drone. It does fit in there. However, I didn't like the way I have the controller that has the built-in screen, so it's a little bit larger of a controller. And I didn't like the way the controller sat in there with the Mavic 3, so I decided to keep the Mini in there. Then I just have some tripod stuff in this top pocket here. I've just got my drone operator's license and some cables for recharging batteries. And that's kind of all I stuck in there. I decided to use this front pouch for kind of more of my video type stuff. So down in here I've got a GoPro or 2 action cameras. I've got the DJI Mic Mini in here, and a 360 camera, and my Pocket 3, Osmo Pocket 3. Down here in this little pouch, I've got some batteries for my action camera. And that's all that I have down in the bottom piece. Okay, moving around to the back, I just have my Falcam quick release. And these little pockets on one side, I've got some batteries. Those batteries are for my pocket camera, and then batteries for the big camera. And then opening up the main back compartment, let's see. Up top here in the laptop sleeve, I put the solar panel for recharging. Then I have my pocket camera. This is just the Sony ZV-1 with a base plate at the bottom, along with a Falcam F22 quick release. Then I have my Sony Alpha camera in there with a 18-300 Tamron lens. So let me give you the overall length on there, because I did see a lot of people complaining that they couldn't keep a telephoto lens and their camera together and it fit in a bag. So from the tip of my eyepiece to the end of this lens is 8 inches. So that will fit in there, and then with it fitting in there, I still have about 2.5 inches of space. And what I'll do is, let me take a picture and I'll put it on the screen there so you can kind of see how I have everything situated in there. All right, moving right along. Below that, I have a 10 to 18 millimeter Sigma lens, along with a polarizer on the end of that. That just stands up. And then I have my flash and transmitter. Down below, I have a f1.8 Sony 50 millimeter lens, a 1.8 35 millimeter lens, and my Sigma 16 millimeter lens. So that's everything that I have in the center part there. That's pretty much anything that I would ever bring if I was trying to bring as much stuff as possible. Then in the top pouch here, I just have a rocket blower, and below that I just have my memory card holder and a 6-pack of AA batteries for the flash and the receiver. So just to talk about what my plans are for the extendable arms. On this side here, I just have the Falcam F22 quick release, so I could slide my 360 camera on there. So that way I can get those drone looking shots. And then on the other side, what I did is I found these little 1/4 inch to cold shoe adapters. So that way if I wanted to, I could stick my flash on there and kind of use it to hold a flash for off-camera flash, and still be able to, you know, mount one of these lights that I have there also, versus having to screw it on and screw it off, and then obviously there was no way for it to hold the flash. So that's kind of what I did with mine. Still pleased with the bag, but we are still waiting on the smaller battery. But again, just to put everything all together for you, that's what it looks like all together. All right, so that's going to wrap up this review. Please let me know if you have any questions that I didn't answer on this video down in the comment section. I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. As usual, if there's anything that you want to see reviewed on this channel, please put that down in the comment section below, and leave if there's anything in particular you want me to test on it, so that way I can try to get it done during the video, and I'll reach out to the company and see if they'll allow us to do a review for them. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Bye.